We earn, buy something and save our money. Living beyond economy is impossible. What trends are dictated by the world markets and how do they affect consumers? Watch this in the program People and Economy.
Since recently, students aged over 30 have become a usual thing for many universities in different parts of the world. For example, more than 30,000 people between the ages of 50 and 75 are now studying in 60 higher education institutions of Germany. Since the last year, universities of Poland opened their doors for students over 40. In CIS countries, the number of people aged between 25 and 35 who wish to get a degree is also constantly growing. The main reason for that is profession change. Some time ago, Marina Nepsha was hesitating in choosing her profession. As a result, she has got a number of diplomas varying from psychologist to administrator. Finally, after deciding upon her career, now Marina herself helps people to find their true vocation. Now we mainly work with people aged between 27 to 35 years. Those who had got their first education and started to work became experts in their field. People who come to us usually have two goals. First one is to decide on their second education, and the second is to live happily and go to the beloved work. According to the statistics, each eighth person aged between 30 and 40 eventually changes their profession. Acquiring a qualification in Kazakhstan is possible in almost 500 universities, which teach more than 300 specialties. The average tuition fee starts from $2,500 per year. The maximum cost exceeds $8,000. In order to attract more students to technical and engineering universities, the government provides maximum grants, almost 12,000 of 35,000. IT specialists and programmers with a salary from $700 to $3,000 are in demand as well. Along with that, many companies need lawyers, consultants, financiers and marketing specialists. Doctors and teachers are also highly sought for. The number of grants given for these especially important professions exceeds 10,000.
Especially in an emerging economy where there's a lot of room for growth in the business sector, the income potential for a business degree had always been very high and much higher than any other major. And that's why there's been such a high attraction to business. Well, this is good, but a society only needs so many people to major in business, and they need people to pursue other professions. But it's been the return on business. Basically, an undergraduate earning business will get their investment back in maybe 7 years. That's a pretty good return compared to other majors.
Currently, education is switching to the online mode. Since recently, distance education has become quite popular, especially among those people who already have some degree. During the entire academic course, students do not need to go to the university as they get all the lectures and tasks by the internet. The cost of such education, from $1,000 to $3,000 per year, also seems attractive. In addition, it should be mentioned about the growing popularity of dual education all over the world, including Kazakhstan.
If the dual degree program is structured properly, it is beneficial to the students. There has to be an agreement between the two schools as to what courses will be involved from each school. But for example, our students pursue a bachelor's degree in accounting or finance at KeyMap. They get a specialized finance degree at Cass Business School in London.
India is the world's leader in number of universities. There are about 8,500 of higher education institutions throughout the country. The USA is in the second place with almost 5,800 universities. CIS countries with about 4,500 of universities are in the third position. European education is considered to be one of the best. Oxford, Cambridge, Imperial College London, Manchester Institute and the University of Glasgow annually receive hundreds of thousands of students from all parts of the globe, despite the higher education costs. The tuition fees there vary between €600 for one semester to €20,000 per year. Revenues of higher education institutions are a good contribution to countries' budgets. For example, University College London brings almost £1 billion of sterling annually to the state treasury. The rest ones bring at least €500 million. However, students are not the only source of income for universities. Grants for new scientific researches sometimes exceed $250 million. Germans give a special attention to education. According to the statistics, each adult citizen of the country has a higher education and each eighth master degree. Engineering sciences are the most popular and preferred by more than 20% of students. Almost the same amount of people study law and economics. Mathematics, natural sciences and linguistics are also on trend. In general, German students spend more than €200 per month. Englishmen are also very serious about their education. 77% of adult population have a higher national diploma. For many Europeans, diploma is a guarantee of a well-to-do future. As a comparison, college graduates earn annually €8,000 more than those with school education. Meanwhile, salaries of bachelor degree holders are as much as $11,000 higher. All things considered, career guidance centers play a major role in the formation of comfortable life and profession selection. The idea of professional guidance originates from Europe. Its main purpose was to help people in choosing their occupation. But nowadays, visiting a career guidance center is as necessary as the periodic health examination. According to specialists from World University Rankings, in 2010, among the 100 world's best universities, 14 were Asian. 3 years ago, their amount increased to 18. And last year, there were already 22 of them. The number of universities in China exceeds 2,000. 500 of them are open for foreign students from almost 200 countries. In fact, such students bring to the Chinese budget up to $1.5 billion annually. Along with the modern education systems, a good practice and high-qualified teaching staff, regional institutes and colleges also attract with affordable prices which vary on the average from $3,000 to $6,000 per academic year. Korea is one of the world's leading countries in number of students per capita. The country's education system is characterized by UNESCO experts as one of the most efficient in developed states. Currently, there are more than 400 higher education institutions in the country where study almost 4 million students. A year of studying, even in the most prestigious universities there, does not exceed $5,000. Japan is one of the leading countries in the sphere of high technologies, biomedicine and robotics. 130 billion euros are allotted annually from the country's budget on developments in this area. In order to obtain at least a bachelor's degree, local pupils have to graduate with honors the school, pass several exams and win an innovative competition. Only after that they obtain the right of being enrolled at the university. Notably that education in Japan is mainly fee-based and grants are given only to exceptionally talented students from poor families. Thus, for example, last year the Japanese government allotted only 100 scholarships per 3 million students. Moreover, all the beneficiaries oblige to return the money in due course. Princeton, Harvard, Columbia and Pennsylvania universities Brown University and several colleges are the most prestigious and expensive education institutions of the USA. They are united into the famous Ivy League. Almost 20 million students study there. 1 million of them are foreigners. Students from other countries bring significant profits to the country's budget and make up almost $30 billion annually. The cost of study there varies between $7,000 and $50,000 per academic year. High education costs force Americans to save their money during several years or take loans for paying their tuition fees. Still, despite this fact, more than 70% of local population has an education degree. Presently, the successful formation and dynamic development of the quality higher education market continues. Currently, its global turnover makes up $100 billion annually. And it should be noted that the majority of bachelors prefer to continue their education.
In the last 5 years, we've seen a 130% increase in graduate enrollment. So there is an increasing tendency to pursue graduate degrees now. That's still a small percentage of the over 30 population, but it does show that there's more tendency to pursue a master's degree, which makes more sense. A second bachelor's degree is of little value. You're much better off, instead of getting a second entry-level degree, to get a more advanced degree in a field.
Nowadays, there are many ways to improve the educational experience. The most in demand are short-term courses and professional development programs. They are especially popular among people aged between 35 and 45 years. More than a half of such students are males. For example, language courses are much in demand in Germany. Programming studies are especially popular in China. Meanwhile, US residents prefer personal development courses. The duration of such seminars and masterclasses varies between 3 days and several months, and their price sometimes exceeds costs of one university academic year.
I think it's a common trend everywhere in the world that personal growth and personal knowledge and acquiring more knowledge is, in the 21st century, is becoming like a top priority in people's minds.
Marketing and management skills development programs are the most popular all over the world. Their average cost is about $2,000 per month. Administrative work trainings are on the second place. Their cost varies from 500 to 1,500 euros for the same period of time. Accounting courses costing between $500 and $8,000 are in the third position. Your own talents can help you to save your money on education. Various exhibitions and competitions are annually held in different parts of the world. Their winners are given a chance to obtain free education in their native country or abroad. Those who cannot pay for their studies can apply to banks. Nowadays, almost all higher education institutions throughout the world have introduced special education loan schemes by offering their students cheap credits. Masterclasses can help you to raise your education level and save a certain part of your budget. Their cost varies between $10 and $60 per day. Advertising their skills, some business coaches also conduct free trainings from time to time. The world's most popular university, Harvard, is the oldest higher education institution in the US. Among its graduates were 8 presidents of the USA, 49 Nobel Prize and 36 Pulitzer Prize winners. The university employs more than 2,000 highly skilled professors. The average tuition fee there is $40,000.